Hey guys, welcome back to the Lucy Show. Hope you guys are all doing well. So, this is pretty exciting stuff because I like images from space, even though I don't know too much about space. But we're going to watch this together. President Biden reveals today James Webb Space Telescope's stunning first image. So, a little more about that is today, I guess this James Webb telescope was launched in like the end of 2021, December 2021, and scientists say the small specks seen in the image, okay, you can't see it over here, but you'll see it in a bit. It's this one. All of these sparkly little specks. This is the first image. Apparently, more is going to be revealed on the 12th. So I guess that would be tomorrow. But they say that these small specks in this image, it really just looks like not realistic. I don't know. It looks like something straight out of Avengers to me. But scientists say the small specks seen in this image are distant fading galaxies that are some of the first to form in the universe. Again, I feel like that's a huge theory. Nobody really knows what they are. I mean, they could be fading distant galaxies, but what if there are actual life forms on there? I guess we wouldn't know until we get there. But little more on James Webb Telescope because I want to learn. Hold on, let me pull that out for you guys. So it looks like this. It looks like a honeycomb kind of thing, but this is a James Webb Space Telescope, and it says that it is a space telescope designed primarily to conduct infrared astronomy as the most powerful telescope ever launched into space. Its greatly improved infrared resolution and sensitivity will allow it to view objects too old, distant, or faint for the Hubble Space Telescope. And it was launched December 25th, 2021. Operator NASA, well, STSC, I think that's I or L, NASA, and it cost $10 billion USD in 2016. So maybe they've been building it since like 2016. A manufacturer, Northrop Grumman, Ball Aerospace, L3 Harris. Okay, so we'll watch this video together. I just think that this is pretty exciting stuff. I mean, images coming from space so far away is definitely pretty interesting to me. If it's not, please still smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm if you enjoy my videos. Subscribe, ring that notification bell, and let's check it out. This is from CNN.
Cluster of galaxies that is five
So pretty.
billion light years away. So incredibly distant. And each of the blobby things in that image is a whole galaxy with 100 billion stars in it. And we're seeing as well streaks that are sort of elongated, curved around it, which are even more distant galaxies whose shape is being distorted and magnified by the gravity of the galaxies in the foreground, as Einstein predicted. And so in this one image, we have a huge swath of the history of the universe and all kinds of complicated physics that we get to test out.
What does this show? I mean, you said 5 billion light years. I mean, it's almost too much to even.
Yeah, I can't even think what 5 billion light years away is. Like, my mind can't wrap around that. It's like trying to figure out, well, the universe, there's not supposed to be an end. It's supposed to be endless, but it's hard to like even grasp around what endless is in our minds because I think humans are so used to like measuring things, calculating things, putting walls up and just making sure that they know things are contained and it's easier to measure in a sense. So, definitely very very hard for me to fathom even like 1,000 light years away versus like 500 billion. It's crazy.
And comprehend. But what does this show us? What does this do for us and for science, really, and astronomy?
Well, we believe, right, that the universe has changed over time. It started out young and get old like the rest of us, and so by comparing the Hubble data on galaxies near to us and the data from this telescope on galaxies far away from us and far back in time, we can understand how the universe has evolved, how it's changed, and so how it came to be that we got our modern universe that generated us and the planet we live on.
I didn't understand any of that.
And so that is one of the main missions of this telescope, but it's not the only one.
Yeah, it really is amazing. So, listen, talk to me about why these are so-called deep field images. What does that mean, and why is it important?
Right. So with the deep field, one of the first things you do with a Swizzy super new telescope is that you look at the most boring bit of sky you can possibly find that doesn't have anything in it, and then you see what you see that you couldn't see before, right? And so that's what the deep field projects are. You just you stare really hard to see things that you weren't capable of seeing before, and that's one of the sort of standard kinds of things we do with a new telescope. The other thing is that you stare at things you already know about that you want to look at in greater detail. And so tomorrow, for example, this is a cluster of galaxies that I said is 5 billion light years away. Tomorrow we're going to get data on the atmosphere of a planet that's only 1,000 light years away. So Webb doesn't just look at the distant things; it also looks at more nearby things in great detail.
Only 1,000 light years away. You say only.
That's the neighborhood as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, so definitely really crazy stuff. Hard to wrap my mind around, but I love it. Hi there, G Love, DJ Pink, Crimson. Yeah, I like these things because at least it takes my mind off of all the noise and all the negativity that is on this planet. I'm pretty sure on other planets out there, I mean, it would suck if they had the same problems we did, but I'm sure greed, anger, all of those bad things probably still exist on other planets as well, but it's good to take a step back and focus on other things out there. But this image is wild. Like it's just really really pretty to look at. I can't imagine like being somewhere in space or living in a place where you look out the window, or okay, maybe there's no windows, but you just look out and you see all of that what the James Webb telescope was able to see. Very It's really beautiful. I like it. Just joined in this about small meteor hitted our new James Webb. What? A Don Lemon has the fakest laugh. Who's Don Lemon? Is it this person? I don't really know all the report. I know like I show you guys news from like CNN, Fox, and all that, but I don't really know any of the reporters' names. I would be like surprised if I even recognize half of them because I think like Bloomberg, CNN, Fox, there's just like so many people. I don't know if they hire different people for like the videos versus their radios, but I never recognize anybody like almost ever. Okay, so done with that stuff. By the way, guys, I have no new movies that I've watched recently because I'm so addicted to Grey's Anatomy. I know I said that I would watch Wanted by Angelina Jolie because I saw that on Netflix, but I didn't watch anything. I've just been watching Grey's Anatomy, but I'm so proud of myself. I'm on season 3. I think there's like more more than 18 seasons, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna probably spend the entire year just watching Grey's Anatomy. I'll try to watch a different movie in between or go out to theaters and watch a couple other movies. Um, but yeah, right now I'm so stuck on Grey's Anatomy. I love it. And I love learning more about all of the things that can go wrong with the human body just all on our own. Without people doing things to each other, your body is so fragile and vulnerable. I learned and again, do your own DD, entertainment purposes only. I'm not sure if what I'm seeing on Grey's Anatomy, which is TV show, if you've never heard of it, from 2005, starting 2005 and still running. It's a Seattle hospital called Seattle Grace Hospital. And basically, they feature all of these different diseases and sicknesses, illnesses that one could get. And I'm watching it and I believe everything that happens. I assume that there's a case out there that's either similar or it would be possible to get that, but who knows? Maybe I am just very gullible and some of those illnesses are not actually real. But I never knew this. Some of the patients that were on this TV show, they featured patients like, I guess when you have a tumor in your head, I didn't know this, but I guess if it hits certain parts of your brain, it can like alter your personality. So like they featured patients where like some of the people had a certain tumor on a certain spot of their brain where like it controls your personality or whatever. So there are certain patients who had a tumor on a certain spot and they just said everything. They had no filter. They didn't care and like they just couldn't feel in a sense like feel bad or feel ashamed. Everything that they wanted to say, it just kind of like word vomit came out. And I don't even know if that's really necessarily a bad thing if we all said everything on our mind at all times, but that was like one of the characters. And then there was this lady who had like nonstop orgasms because of this one tumor that was in her head. And then there was like another person who couldn't stop blushing, also like an illness, where every time they were attracted to somebody, they would just like blush insanely. What are were other wild ones? Uh oh, and then there was this one case that was shown in the TV show where I guess this lady, she went through like some traumatic heartbreak on the specific date. And then, like, following that traumatic date, I think it's like a lover of hers that died or something on that day, a secret lover. So then, ever since then, she would, like, ever since that date, the anniversary of that guy's death, she would like have little heartbreak. There's like a proper medical term to call this, but basically, her heart almost like breaks or stops or like she gets intense heart issues on that specific date, being reminded of the death of the guy that she once loved. I hate Don Lemon, Henry says. Marco Polo from Netflix was one of TV's most expensive flops. So was Battlestar Galactica from the 70s was an expensive flop, which I enjoy the reruns on TV. Okay, I definitely never watch any of those. But Marco Polo, maybe I'll try to watch if it's such an expensive flop. Did you watch Thor and Thunder? GB Love says no, unfortunately. Again, just been watching way too much Grey's Anatomy and nothing else. The first thing I would watch, I think, aside besides Grey's Anatomy, is probably going to be Wanted, just because I like the actor that's from Split and Glass. So I wanna watch it. Even though it's kind of old, it's like 2008. I am afraid my friend told me it's not so great. I'm not surprised because I looked up the ratings or Rotten Tomatoes, just like ratings on Google or whatever on Love and Thunder, Thor Love Thunder, and Gru, Rise of Gru, and Top Gun. And Rise of Gru and Top Gun both perform better, like rating wise, than Thor Love and Thunder, but I'll still watch it. Thor used to be my favorite. So now Thor is not going to be your favorite because of this new movie. I mean, I don't know. I don't knock it just because like one of the movies from the series is like not as good as the previous ones. But for me, I think it's always going to be Iron Man, and then Thor, and then forgot who else I put as number 3, but Iron Man, Thor. Oh yeah, I think Guardians of the Galaxy in terms. But the people from Guardians of the Galaxy were featured in the trailer for Thor, so I'm very excited about that. Thank you all of you guys that have destroyed that like button. If you're new in here, you can talk about anything under the sun, even if I'm not talking about it, by the way, on this channel or down in the comment section below. Whatever you like me to talk about in the future. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go on and talk about whatever I want, because here is where I just talk about anything, not just stocks, crypto, and finance, because there's other things in life. All right. So, let me get out of here and let's go over. This is a May 2022 article from Yahoo Finance, but Source Industry reports uh, the most expensive TV shows to make. So, not necessarily the best TV shows ever, but the most expensive TV shows to make. Out of a bunch of networks: NBC, HBO, Disney, Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video. Which lately I've kind of been thinking, should I get Amazon? Because like if you get Amazon Prime right now, then you can get that Grubhub deal. And having free food delivery, not that I order all the time, is not bad. It's not bad. Pretty tempting. So first one up. Okay, if I can move this. What is happening? Okay. So first up is a Friends. I don't know for whoever is too young to know what Friends is, then we can't be friends. But Friends is $10 million per episode, or was $10 million per episode. Friends, which made its debut on NBC CMCSA in 1994, was one of the earliest shows to attract a big budget, mostly due to 6 core cast members and their demands to be paid equally. Oh, I did not know that, but that's good to know. By the final seasons, each actor, Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow, Matt LeBlanc, Matthew Perry, and David Schwimmer, was raking in $1 million per half hour episode. I guess each episode was like 30 minutes. So each of them got $1 million. But $1 million, that's like 1994. Or wait, it says near by the final seasons. Okay. So even by the final seasons, that's like prior to 2010, prior to the 2008 financial housing market crash. So I feel like even if they only got paid $1 million in comparison to some other actors and movie stars, $1 million back then pre-inflation was still a heck of a lot. Thus contributing to a reported production cost of $10 million per episode. So I guess most of the money, if they were making like $1 million per episode and there's 6 of them, that's $6 million right off the bat just to the actors. To this day, Friends is one of the most expensive sitcoms ever made. Next up, Band of Brothers. I guess they didn't care enough to put an image in here, but I don't know what this. I've never watched Band of Brothers. Let me know if you have. Band of Brothers was $12.5 million per episode, hitting the airwaves in 2021. HBO's WD Band of Brothers required a per episode cost of $12.5 million. An American war drama miniseries based on the 1992 nonfiction book of the same name. Band of Brothers featured an up-and-coming cast that included Damian Lewis, Ron Livingston, Michael Fassbender, and Donnie Wahlberg. Michael Fassbender sounds familiar, but I've never heard of this TV show. It was also among the first big budget shows not on a major television network at the time. Next up, The Mandalorian, Disney Plus, which I still have yet to watch. I know I really should, but that's like really, really back of the list. I mean, I think from Disney Plus, I probably want to watch Loki, the TV show first, and then maybe Mandalorian, even though I think the baby Yoda is really cute. Hi there, Sakiyasen. Sakiyasen says Seven Samurai Black White film in 1954. Seven Samurai Black. Seven Samurai. I don't think I've ever heard of it. I heard that Tom Cruise was in some samurai movie, but I've never watched that either. I don't think that was one of his best films ever, or maybe it was. I don't know, but I just that came to mind for some reason. Never heard of it. Interesting. Okay, in 1954 was one of the most expensive film made in Japan. Spent okay, what is that? 5. Need to count the zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 500,000 USD? Is that 500,000 USD? Wait, that amount is okay. Around 5.4 million USD today. One scene was to burn down an entire village. Oh God, that's crazy. If they actually had to burn down like an entire village or something, I hope they didn't do that. It's crazy. Like if you think about the wild things that people needed to do in the past, and now like everything's CGI, photoshopped in, and I don't know, deep fakes. GB Love, great soundtrack, lots of Gun and Roses. And Dio, in the end, this movie ends with great hope for a future and the next Marvel flicks. Very good extra scenes at the end. Wait, which one are you talking about? Julia says, I know more afraid I don't want ruin my Thor after seeing all this movie. Oh, okay, so there is extra scenes at the end, hope for future and the next Marvel flicks. Okay. I would have waited till the end for some type of a surprise at the end of the Thor movies anyways. I forget if the last Thor movie that I watched, the last Thor, did they have like a I'm pretty sure there was probably like a scene at the end, because all Marvel movies, I believe, have like a little scene at the end, right? Except for Endgame, because I don't think Endgame had, because I just recently watched all of the Avengers series, and I don't remember seeing there being like that little extra scene at the end of the Endgame, because that was supposed to be like the literal end, unless the version that I watched just missed it. Does TV shows cost more, Haruhi says, or movies cost more for production to profit? So you'll see that in a bit. Okay, so The Mandalorian is 12.5 million to 15 million per episode. The Mandalorian, Disney's first live action Star Wars TV series, helped catapult Disney Plus into early streaming success, but it came with a hefty price tag. Former Disney CEO Bob Iger revealed at the time that the show cost the company around $100 million to make, meaning each episode had a budget of about 12.5 million. Afterwards is, oh, okay, wait. Story continues. This one, The Crown, Netflix, 13 million per episode. I think this is about like the British royals. Is that what it's about? According to the multiple industry reports, Netflix first season of The Crown, which required elaborate costuming, cost the streamer 13 million per episode. Honestly, I wouldn't have guessed that this one made it to one of the top of the list. I thought that, like, I saw the trailer for this on Netflix and I just didn't think that it was going to be that expensive, but I guess the costumes are probably pricey. But I mean, this outfit doesn't look that expensive. Upon its debut in November 2016, the series skyrocketed in popularity, leading to rumors that it captured the attention of Queen Elizabeth herself. Ooh. Okay, not on my watch list, but maybe if I'm really bored. But I didn't even watch Bridgerton yet, and everyone's asking me to watch Bridgerton, so I probably want to watch Bridgerton before I want to watch The Crown. ER, that sounds interesting because I'm watching Grey's Anatomy. I wouldn't mind watching something called the ER. But ER, NBC, 13 million per episode in 1998. Holy cow, it's a while back. NBC shelled out nearly 13 million per episode to keep ER on the network. At the time, NBC was about to lose Seinfeld and had just lost its AFC football contracts to CBS. Soon to be A-list movie star George Clooney starred in the long-running medical drama for 5 seasons. Oh my god, what? I never knew that George Clooney was on a TV show, let alone like such a big, long-running medical drama. What? I always knew that George Clooney was famous, but for like I started to watch him on what's it called? Oh my god, my favorite heist movie, Oceans. I started to watch George Clooney like when he was on Oceans 11, 12, 13. I didn't know that he came from, I guess, was that his big break or something? I didn't know that he came from some ER television show, but ER is 1998, so that's actually older than Grey's Anatomy because Grey's Anatomy, I thought that was old, but that's apparently it started in 2005. So I guess the ER was probably the OG then. Huh. Okay. I thought that Grey's Anatomy was like so original for some reason because I'm like, I've never seen a TV show about doctors, surgeons, hospitals. Clooney was on ER and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes way back. What a funny name, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. For me, Thor was the best. GB Love says it's all good. It's all good. We can still be friends. I like Iron Man more, but it's funny because I would not actually like Tony Stark. Like, I don't think I would like to talk to Tony Stark. I would rather have coffee and talk to Thor. But just the movie though, character wise, and I would rather be Thor. Like I'd rather be a god than be a really rich billionaire human. But it's just I don't know, the plot. I just love rewatching and watching Iron Man. Never really get sick of it. Um, wait, hold on. Clooney was okay. Wow. I love how you guys know all these things that I don't know. Um, X-ray. Nice try. Not telling you. Okay. At the time, NBC, okay, so basically Clooney made it a huge hit. So for 5 seasons, earning 2 Primetime Emmy nominations and 3 Golden Globe nominations for his work as Dr. Doug Ross. Game of Thrones is our next one. 15 million per episode. I'm actually shocked that it's only $15 million per episode because Game of Thrones looks like a lot of effort, like so much costume work. And like, I don't even know how they do that. They must have, I don't know, gotten someplace, but I don't know if I don't think that that's in what's it called, Universal Studios. Since it's not by Universal Studios. But yeah, I feel like all of the scenes that I'm trying to remember from Game of Thrones, all of it seemed like it, it would cost so much money. Like that scene where Cersei, is it Cersei or Cece? Cersei, right? The lady, the what is she? The queen. She was like walking down like the town, and then they were all throwing stuff at her and she was naked. That scene looked like it cost a lot of money. So I'm actually shocked that, I mean, most of their scenes looks like it takes a lot of money. So I'm surprised it's only 15 million, honestly. HBO's pop culture phenomenon Game of Thrones saw its budget significantly increase over time. For season 1, the fantasy drama cost about 6 million per episode, but that number quickly rose to $15 million by the show's final season. According to the outlet, added that Game of Thrones anticipated prequel House of the Dragon is roughly on par with its predecessor's budget. The first season of upcoming series, which consists of 10 episodes and will debut on August 21st, cost under $20 million per episode, despite even more CGI dragons than Game of Thrones. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is even more shocking since I've actually watched this before. I don't think if there's any newer episodes, I don't think I watched the newest ones, but I pretty much, like I told you guys, I watched the morning show. I liked it. I didn't think I would like it, but it was really really easy to like hook you in if you like focus for like 3 episodes. The morning show, Apple TV Plus, $15 million per episode. Apple dropped a jaw-dropping $300 million to produce 2 seasons, 20 episodes of the morning show. But I will say, I don't really like Apple TV Plus. The only reason why I even watched this is because I bought this phone. So then they gave me Apple TV Plus for free for like 3 months. And then I was scrolling through Apple TV Plus forever trying to find something that I actually liked watching. And really, it was the morning show. And then I watched, I guess, We Crashed, which is like about Upwork. Or wait, We Crashed. Wait, We Work. Sorry, not Upwork. We Crashed. It's about WeWork, that company where it gives you like real estate space and allows like other companies to like rent them out and like use all the stuff and amenities and whatnot. So that was not bad either. That was Anne Hathaway and I think Jared Leto. But I think the morning show was still like my favorite from Apple TV Plus. So I think it was probably worth it that they did this. But it's just shocking how much money they spent on it. Hi there, Zombie Doge Army. Welcome to the stream. Alan, hey there. It will be same, but hope it works out. Wait, hold on. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is weird. Henry Beadle Jr. says Killer Clowns with a K. So it says the Hollywood Reporter added that stars Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon each pulled $1.25 million per episode. Makes sense because Jennifer Aniston was on Friends and she was making $1 million back then per episode. So of course she deserves 1.25 million. The next up is the Pacific HBO, $20 million per episode. I don't know what the Pacific is. I don't know if any of you guys watched it. HBO's The Pacific secured a reported budget of $20 million per episode. The 2010 military miniseries comprised of just 10 episodes, meaning that the entire series cost HBO 200 million in total. Is it just me or are you guys seeing a lot of HBO? HBO spends a lot of money. Marvel series Disney Plus, $25 million per episode. So it doesn't even say like which series, it just says Marvel shows from WandaVision, which I did watch and loved, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier to Hawkeye and Moon Knight command an estimated $25 million per episode to produce, according to the Hollywood Reporter. I also didn't think that WandaVision would cost $25 million because having watched WandaVision, I mean, I can see that it took a lot of work to set up everything, but it just, again, doesn't seem like it would be nearly as expensive or more expensive than Game of Thrones. Some of these numbers just like don't really make sense to me. Um, During the company's fiscal Q1 2022 earnings call, CFO Christine McCarthy noted that Disney plans to increase its spending on direct-to-consumer programming and production by $800 million to $1 billion in the current quarter versus the same period last year. It's all about content, 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 CEO Bob Chapek reiterated. And this is the one where I actually saw without searching about TV shows. And then it led me to today's video. So I saw this talked about on TikTok and just through like articles with headlines Stranger Things, like Netflix is spending so much money on this TV show, which I still have not seen, but I know everybody loves. So apparently it's $30 million per episode for Stranger Things. Stranger Things is to debut one of the most expensive television seasons of all time at $30 million an episode, 9 episodes in total. The fourth season of the 80s inspired sci fi show has a total cost of $270 million. That's roughly on par with the production budget of Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, which costed $275 million, and double the cost of Leonardo DiCaprio's The Revenant, which I love Leo, but I did not watch that movie. That The Revenant apparently cost $135 million. And I thought that that was the end of it. Like Stranger Things was just like the all-time most expensive TV show. But no, it's not. This is The Lord of the Rings, the Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Amazon Prime Video. 58.125 million per episode. Isn't that insane? It says if you thought Stranger Things season 4 was a pricey undertaking, just wait until the debut of Amazon Prime Video's new Lord of the Rings series. So again, all the more temptation to get Amazon Prime if you really love Lord of the Rings and you really want to watch this, and you might want to get Grubhub for free delivery for 1 year. According to Variety, Amazon plans to spend $465 million to produce the first season of The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, which is set to debut 8 episodes in September. So big shows to look out for, I guess. August is going to be that other one. The Star Wars one? Is it the Star Wars one? I just forgot. Sorry, short-term memory. And then August? Wait, hold on. I just read that. How did I forget it already? No, wait. Game of Thrones. Sorry, not Star Wars. Game of Thrones, the prequel. So House of Dragons is going to be in August. And then September is going to be this new Lord of the Rings series. So wait, which is set to debut 8 episodes, which is very little. For context, so in comparison to whoever asked which one costs more, movies or TV shows, Peter Jackson's entire Lord of the Rings movie trilogy cost $281 million. So this new series, The Rings of Power, is going to cost, in comparison though, $465 million. That is insane. Streaming services led by Netflix, which spends roughly $17 billion annually on content, help push total global content spend past $220 billion in 2021, up 14% year over year. The firm expects that number to be even higher in 2022, with estimate of $230 billion, primarily driven by subscription streaming services. Even though most people now, this is an article from May, but most articles I'm reading now in June and July is just saying how Netflix is going to lose a bunch of money. But with that being said, there's another movie that's going to be out that I'm quite excited about. I just saw it today. Netflix has a vampire hunting movie coming out with Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, and this is because I follow Snoop Dogg on Instagram, so I saw him post it. Snoop Dogg, Jamie Foxx, and I recognize Dave Franco, but I don't really know him that well from movies. I'm sure I've seen a movie with him or 2 or 3 movies with him in it. But these 3 guys are going to be in vampire hunting. Well, the movie is called Day Shift. They star in Day Shift, coming to Netflix August 12th. So definitely excited about this. They got 2 big hits on Netflix, I feel like. Well, in July 15th, we got that Ryan Gosling one, The Gray Man. And then for August, I would be looking out for this. I mean, I haven't been excited for any vampire movies for the longest time, ever since Breaking Dawn, ever since the entire Twilight series was over. So this is really going to be my first one that I'm excited about that has anything to do with vampires. Something is wrong with you, Jim. Zombie Doge Army says. Well, Jim Moore says, I almost fell asleep. I watched a few episodes and bored out of my mind. Wait, what's good? Stranger Things looks boring. Oh, okay, so you don't like Stranger Things. For me, it's not that I find it boring or anything, and I haven't started watching. I just have been spending time, like, I'm very tunnel vision with like love and TV shows and movies. Like, I have to just watch one and then I'm just like focused. Like, when I watch Game of Thrones, I did not have time to watch like 3 other movies and TV shows. I like was just laser focused until I'm done. So I feel like with Grey's Anatomy, it'll be like I will binge it until I'm done. Unless I get bored, then maybe I'll stop because it's still running. And for me, I don't mind giving a TV show time to finish off before I binge it all at once. Like, that's why I didn't want to watch Demon Slayers like episode per episode. I just want to watch it like all together. So I'm waiting for Demon Slayers to be updated on Netflix because I know you can watch it on other streaming services, but I just want to watch it on Netflix. So I'll wait. But Stranger Things, yeah, I just really haven't started watching it. It doesn't look boring. It looks almost like too much information for me all at the same time because I feel like you really need to know, or like I have to I have to get into it within like one episode. So hopefully once I start watching the first episode, it really grabs me because otherwise I don't see myself trying if I don't like it within the first episode. And I have to like understand it. Need Wilkie and Snoop Dogg in a vampire movie. Wilkie? Who's Wilkie? The funding producer that made shows, Albert says, like Walking Dead and Stranger Things. Oh, also never watched Walking Dead. That is like one of my best friend's favorite TV shows of all time. I've never watched it. And Stranger Things and other shows made Netflix famous. Now that they got in feud, Netflix will lose the producer Ruben Rodriguez. Oh no. Willie Nelson, sorry. The Elon guy spoke of Doge going to the moon on April Fool's Day 2 years in a row. Can you believe he did that? What? That Elon guy spoke of Doge going to the moon on April Fool's Day 2 years in a row now? I didn't know. Did he do that? Did he talk about Dogecoin going to the moon on April Fool's Day this year? I don't know. I wasn't really focused on in April because I was on vacation, but I wouldn't put it past him to do that. Are you saying that Doge is never going to the moon because he's purposely saying it as a joke? Well, I'm still excited for Doge One mission. But I don't know when that will be. I hope they put it on Netflix or something. There's Elon Musk is on Netflix, but only in terms of like SpaceX. So maybe they'll make a documentary on Doge one day. I don't know. Or Elon Musk can invest in that since he's got to put the $44 billion somewhere. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comment section below what your favorite TV shows listed here are, if you did watch any of them. All of these very, very expensive TV shows. My tops that I actually watched is going to be Friends, WandaVision, and Game of Thrones because I didn't really watch the rest of them. And I can't compare the morning show with the Game of Thrones. So thanks, guys. What got you into Grey's Anatomy anyways? Almost a generation later. Nothing. Well, I think I told, well, not nothing. I think I told you guys that there is someone close to me that unfortunately is dealing with some health issues. Nothing terrible. But it is, I think it made me want to learn more because someone close to me has a severe health problem that I just want to know more about medical terms. I don't know, I'm very weird. I never really felt the need to know all these medical terms or like what an MRI or, you know, CAT scan, like the differences and like do all these Google searches. I didn't really care about that before. And then now, yeah, now I want to know more. And now I just have this addiction to like freezing Netflix. I'm like, having them repeat the lines so I could know in detail about their prognosis. uh, but it's really good. I like it. I really like Grey's Anatomy. I mean, I feel like Meredith, I love her. Meredith Grey, she's like the main character, but she is probably it's funny because they make fun of her. Like they call her, I can't say that word on here. But it starts with a W and ends in an E. Uh, they call her that. But she has like so many boyfriends on the TV show. It's wild. Um, and it's really, I guess it's pretty inspiring. Like for a TV show that's so old. I know like now females are all like, could do whatever we want, but back then I feel like you were more judged. So it's really interesting to see that that was where the TV show what they were representing like in the early 2000s. It was and it's a good plot. Like the character development is really good on the show. And I love the romance. Like I love the love triangles and stuff on Grey's Anatomy. Never made it Euphoria. Chill Gentility, no, I'm sorry. I did not make it to I don't think at the rate of how many TV shows and movies I watch all the time, I think I probably it would take me 10 years to watch every single major TV show that I have mentioned on this live stream that I am interested in. I'm on season 2 of Game of Thrones. Oh my god. I wish I loved like watching it though. Like I still remember when I binge watch all of Game of Thrones and every day was amazing. But I was like, I didn't want to reach the end. I was like, it's just so good. It's like when you're reading a book that's really, really good and you just never want it to stop. No problem, Zombie Doge. Take care, guys. Yes, the contact. Yes. Okay, the contact won't take me that long to do. So I promise I will do it and then I will report back to you, GB Love. Thanks, guys. Take care. Smash like button on the way out and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.